Hi and welcome to Drew's Reviews. Today we're going to do somewhat of a comparison review between two products that share a concept that I think should be included in every bug out bag: fire starters. Fire starters are a great tool to have on hand at any time and can prove to be life-saving devices in certain situations. The two we'll look at today are the Survival Spark Magnesium Survival Fire Starter with Compass and Whistle by Sharp Survival for $8.95 and the Gerber Bear Grylls Fire Starter for $12.13. And I purchased both from Amazon.com. Some of you may know Bear Grylls from the survival show he had on the Discovery Channel called Man vs. Wild, as well as other programs and books. He's collaborated with Gerber, and no, not the baby food folks, but a US-based company that specializes in knives and other survival tools, of which this is one. You can find all their products at gerbergear.com. Just look in the collections section along the left side of the page. The concept and functionality for both fire starters is pretty much the same. The main difference that I can see so far is what comes with them. The Survival Spark comes in this plastic bag and includes instructions that had the same language on both sides. Thankfully it was English. It has a fairly loud whistle. Also has a built-in compass. Don't know how well you can see that. You just have to ensure that it's flat when you're using it. And to assist with that, there's a little bubble level inside the window. Again, I doubt you can see that very well. And there's a lanyard that connects the striker to the flint. To use it, once you've gathered your tinder and kindling, just simply but forcefully slide the striker away from you and down the flint using the jagged edge here. The friction will generate sparks that fly into the tinder and ignite it. It's a pretty simple operation. The Gerber Bear Grylls device comes in a bit more sophisticated package. You got a picture of Bear Grylls on there in case you forgot what he looks like. I would say that's where the additional $3 or so comes from, but that would actually shortchange the fact that this one comes with this pocket guide called the Bear Grylls Priorities of Survival. It offers survival tips in areas of protection. For example, how to apply available clothing in certain situations, or various types of shelters that can be built and other means of generating fire. Rescue, things like where to shelter and how to signal for help, as well as navigational tips. How to identify suitable water sources and means to collect it, as well as food, how to set snares and traps if hunting wild animals becomes necessary, as well as tying knots. So with all the useful tips in it, it's definitely more than just a throwaway item that comes with the product. You'll also get additional survival tips on the side of the striker and lanyard. On the side of the striker and the flint. It has the Alpine rescue and SOS signals, as well as how to signal if you do or don't need help. I actually think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool difference between the other one. Like the Survival Spark, the Gerber Bear Grylls device also has a whistle, but instead of being attached to the flint, it's attached to the lanyard, so along with both the flint and striker, and it closes into one unit like that. The operation is the same, so without me talking about either anymore, let's go outside and see what they look like in action. Well, as you can see, there is not a lot of difference in how these two devices perform. What's important is that they do perform and that you have one when you need it. At price points where they are for both, I actually think the Gerber Grylls device is worth a few extra dollars. I like that it closes into a single unit, so it's less likely to scratch anything that may be close to it, especially as things move around in backpacks, etc. And if for some reason the lanyard were to get cut, having a single device will help prevent losing one of the two main pieces so long as they're connected. If you don't need these survival tips and maybe just need an extra fire starter, then the survival spark would do just fine. Whichever device you do get, I believe it's a good idea to have at least one where you think you'll need it most. I plan on keeping one with my camping gear and the other in my bug out bag. I actually plan to do a bug out bag review here very soon, so please stay tuned for that. And I think I'll get one more of these fire starters to keep in my truck. Well, that's it for this review. I do thank you for taking the time to watch. This is Drew signing out, saying take care and enjoy the great outdoors.